Hi, I'm Jennifer of Celtic Knot Crochet, and today in this video I'll be showing you how to make 2 squares for the base of our pillow in our 2026 Celtic Shamrock Pillow Crochet-a-long. Thanks for joining us in our 2026 Crochet-a-long. In this video, I'll be showing you how to make this square using a very simple textured stitch. If you can make a single crochet, you can make this square. And we're actually going to make 2 of the squares because we'll join them together to create the pillow shape. This is approximately 10 inches by 10 inches, and then we'll be adding an edging around it next week. If you've liked this project, make sure to give us a thumbs up and don't forget to click to subscribe. And if you know someone else who would like to make this project, make sure to click share and send it on to them. Remember, you can find the written free crochet pattern on my blog along with a long list of the supplies with purchase links at CelticKnotCrochet.com. As far as the supplies for this week, you'll need the larger hook, which I recommended a 4.5 millimeter, but sometimes that size can be hard to find because it's one of the G sizes. So you can just use a 5 millimeter hook, that would work fine. And you'll need 2 skeins of the cotton yarn. I like to use Symphonia. And you'll find more details about supplies in the description below. And you might want to check that out so that you're ready for next week when we make our pillow form and join our squares together and put the Celtic Shamrock on the front. So let's get started. To make our pillow base, we'll be making 2 squares that are approximately 9 inches by 9 inches. We'll be using the Trinity stitch. You can see it's really pretty textured stitch, and it's very easy to do, and I thought it was perfect to pick a Trinity stitch to match the Trinity knot in the center of our shamrock. I'm going to show you how to do this with a larger hook and some thicker yarn so it's easier to see all the loops. The great thing about this stitch is that it is a 1-row repeat. So let's zoom in here so you can see well. Now I'm just going to do a small sample for you, and then I'll show you how it's worked in the yarn that we're using. But just so you can see how the stitches work, you want to chain an even number of chains. So if you want to use this stitch for a different project, just make sure you have an even number of chains. So let's see here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so I just have a small swatch here, but it'll be the same. If you're working with the yarn for our pillow, you want to chain 42. But again, if you want to make your pillow bigger, just make sure you increase by an even number of chains. Now when we work into the chain, normally I go here through that top loop of the chain, but I recommend going through 2 loops on the chain like so. And we're going to work a single crochet in the second chain from our hook, and then we're going to work in the same stitch we just worked in and the next 2. And we'll repeat that pattern for every row and every stitch set. We'll be going back into the one we just worked in, then the next one, and the one after that. So for a total of 1, 2, 3. So this is how you do the Trinity stitch. You put your hook into the stitch you just worked in, yarn over, draw up a loop. Now we're going to go into our next stitch, but I want to make sure that I go under both loops. Yarn over, draw up a loop, and then I'm going to go into my next chain. Hook in under both loops, yarn over, pull up a loop. Now I have 4 loops on my hook. I yarn over, pull through all 4, and then I chain 1 to lock that in place. So now I'm going to do that again. I'm going to go into the stitch that I already went to,
hook in, yarn over, pull up a loop, then into my next chain, hook in, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then hook into the chain after that. Hook in, yarn over, pull up a loop. 4 loops on my hook, yarn over, pull through all 4, and chain 1. And I'll repeat that all the way across. So hook into the previous, pull up a loop, hook into the next, pull up a loop, hook into the one after that. A good check is that you have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 4, and then chain 1. And you can see it's making these tall loops that kind of all gathered together, pointing this way. So hook in to the previous or last stitch I just worked, then hook into the next, draw up a loop, hook into the next after that, draw up a loop, 4 loops on my hook, yarn over, pull through all 4, and chain 1. Now here you see when you have the previous stitch that you just worked into plus 2 more chains left, you're at your last trinity stitch. So put my hook into the previous stitch, then into the next stitch, then into the stitch after that, 4 loops on my hook. And you might have trouble, it is a little tricky working into the chain because of all these loops, but I find if you use your non-dominant hand and pinch with your thumb and middle finger right here, kind of in between these 2 loops and these 2, so in the center right here, that helps give you some, you might have to move your fingers to go through that first loop, and then just pinch right there and you can pull through all 4 loops easily. Now the only difference here when we get to the end of each row is instead of doing a chain 1, we're going to put our hook into that last chain again and work a single crochet. So we start and end every row with a single crochet. And you can see some of my loops are bigger than others, and that's okay. That's how it's going to look with how we combine all those loops and do a chain 1. Now I'm going to chain 1, turn my work over, so I'm looking at the back of row 1, and I'm going to do the same thing, except it actually is easier now that we have these big stitches we can work in. So I'm going to single crochet in the first stitch, then I'm going to put my hook into that first stitch again, yarn over, pull up a loop, then go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then into the stitch after that. Hook in, yarn over, pull up a loop, 4 loops on my hook, yarn over, pull through all 4, chain 1. And that's all there is to it, to the trinity stitch. So I'll continue with you across this row. So we're going to go into that last stitch we just worked in, hook in, yarn over, pull up a loop, then hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then hook into the stitch after that. So as you can see, there's 3 sets of putting your hook in, and trinity means 3. And then chain 1. So here we go. We have previous stitch, that's 1. Next stitch, that's 2. Stitch after that, that's 3. And now we yarn over, pull through all 4, and chain 1. And you can see how the loops are all aiming that way, but since we are doing this every other row, they're going to alternate back and forth in your finished piece. So here we go again. Previous stitch, hook in, yarn over, pull up, 1. Next stitch is 2. Next stitch after that is 3. 4 loops on my hook, yarn over, pull through all 4, chain 1. Here we go. I have 2 stitches left, so this is my last trinity stitch. Previous stitch is 1, next stitch is 2, and last stitch is 3. 4 loops on my hook, yarn over, pull through row 4, and then because it's my last one, no chain 1, but I go back into that last stitch and do a single crochet. And that keeps the sides nice and even and keeps your stitch count even. And then I would chain 1 and do that again. And I'll go back and forth, and you'll see that this really pretty textured pattern starts to come up in your project. So next I'll show you how to do it with this yarn. Also, you might notice that the bottom is a little bit wider than the top because as you work this, it kind of cinches up because it's like you're single crocheting 3 together almost. Just keep that in mind. If you want to make yours bigger than mine, you might want to make your chain longer than you think because it will scrunch up a little bit, maybe about an inch or so you'll lose. Now I'd like to show you how to do the stitch with the thinner yarn. So at the beginning of each row we chain 1, and then in the very first stitch we work a single crochet, and then we just do the same thing that we did with the thicker yarn. Put your hook into the stitch you already worked, yarn over, pull up a loop, then into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, then into the stitch after that, yarn over, pull up a loop, 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 4, chain 1. And if you turn your row so you're looking at it from the top, you can see each of the stitches nicely. So I like to look from the side for my first part of the stitch where I'm going into that last stitch I already worked. Then you can turn and look at the aerial view here. So you have your second one, and then your third one, and then check again from the side for those 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 4, and chain 1. And that's it. You just repeat this every row until your piece is about a square. Here I am about to do my last trinity stitch, so put my hook in the last stitch I worked, pull up a loop, next stitch, last stitch, 4 loops on my hook, yarn over, pull through all 4, and then instead of doing a chain 1, I'm just going to put my hook back into that last stitch and work a single crochet. And that keeps the sides nice and even. Here you can see how I've completed my square. Now we're going to make 2 of these squares, but before we fasten off, we're going to want to work an edging around this entire square. It will help us join the squares together to create the pillow. So what you're going to do is you're going to work along the side of the rows. So you want to chain 1, and then in the side of each row you're going to put a half double crochet. So if you see here, see how there's kind of a bigger hole? I want to purposely not put my hook through that big hole. So remember, a half double is yarn over, put your hook in, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. And I'm going to try to put one at the end of each row so I have a nice even look of my stitches all the way down to the next corner. Now what you want to make sure, since we're going to be joining 2 pieces, is that you want to make sure the same number that you have down this side is the same number you have on this side. So as you go, you can count, or you can put a stitch marker in every 10 stitches so you can keep track easily. So you want your sides to be the same number of stitches, and then the top and the bottom to be the same number. The top and the bottom should be easy to keep the same number because we have our starting chain down here, so we have a bunch of even loops right here, and then we have our last round of the stitch, and we can see all those stitches there. So you should have approximately 40 across the top. You might have 41 would be exact, but if you don't have exactly 41, as long as the top and the bottom are the same number and they're close to 40, you're all set. And then the sides will depend on how many rows you do. So for this one, I did 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 4, 6, 8, 10, 32 rows. So I should have about 32 stitches going down either side, give or take maybe 1 to 3. All right, so the key is for your pillow that your numbers match up with themselves. If yours don't exactly match mine, that's okay. You just want them close to what mine is and that they match your own squares. So you're going to continue your half double crochets in the side of all these rows, across the bottom and around the side, and then across the top one more time, and then you end by joining with a slip stitch in your first half double crochet. Another great thing to do when you're putting an edging on a square like this is when you get to the corner, one of those stitches, either the last one on this side or the first one on this side, you put 2 half doubles in there, and that just gives you some room on the corner so your corners don't curl up. And here's another square that I made of the same stitch, just with an ivory color, and you can see how I went around the whole thing with half double crochet. And you'll make 2 of these, and by having this border, we'll have a much easier time joining them together to make the pillow design.
So there you have it. That's how to make the 2 squares that you'll need to complete your pillow. Remember, if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below. I'm happy to help. Happy crocheting!